welcome to Rendezvous with me, your host Jyoti Sindar. This is the one and only show where we highlight taboo subjects within the Asian society. Now today we're talking about perception of women in society and more specifically about body image. One of the most controversial aspects of the fashion industry is models, specifically how young they are and how thin they are, a topic that continues to create endless debate in the press and in the community. But today we're going to be looking at the story of the first plus-size Indian model. I'm joined in the studio today by Bishambar Das. Thank you for joining us, Bishambar. So Bishambar, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what brought you into modelling.
I'm born and brought up in Derby. I'm 27 years old. Sort of born in Derby, all my schooling, everything happened there, and then I went to university and studied law and criminology. So professionally, it's completely different to the modelling scene. Never ever thought that I was going to get into modelling as such. Obviously went and studied law at university, but then decided I really wanted to do sort of hands-on work with children and young people. So I work as a social care worker dealing with serious child protection cases. So, you know, really nasty things that we don't like to see that actually happen in society that do. So I sort of deal with that, sexual abuse, etc. So that's my daytime job. Now, I don't know if you've had a chance to see Jyoti, but about a year and a half ago, I was like 21 stone. So I've lost like 5.5 stone in sort of a year. So it was a massive achievement for me. And people always just say, yeah, you're quite pretty, blah, blah, blah. But I never thought I would ever get into the modelling scene. And now, obviously, I've shed quite a lot of weight. Of course, it's built more confidence and brought more confidence within me. So then I decided that I was going to try and do something. So I started off by doing a bit of freelance modelling on the side, just as a hobby. And then saw a poster for Miss India Europe. And then decided that I was going to give that a go.
And they didn't have any height or weight
I mean, that's the first thing I did. I checked the criteria out straight away, and I thought, right, let's check it. And there was nothing with your height or your weight. So then I thought, let's give this a go and try my luck. And then I went for it.
Well done, because I know that eventually you had Miss Photogenic.
That's correct. So I mean, first of all, for the UK, it was like loads of girls that applied for it. I think we're talking in our hundreds, and I was down to 10 girls. Went for the audition in January, and I came second runner-up for Miss India Europe UK. And then obviously
That's amazing.
I thought, it's a massive thing. I mean, there's so many beautiful girls out there, and I thought, oh God, you know, they're giving a plus-size woman like me an opportunity. So that's when I decided that I was going to go ahead, and then I went to Spain for the grand finale, and I was against 9 other countries representing the UK. Didn't win the title, the crown as such, but came home with the title of Miss Photogenic for Miss India Europe.
I mean, that's still quite an achievement.
Massive.
I mean, were you ever hesitant to apply because you were, you know, obviously plus size? And I'm presuming a lot of the models who went for it were maybe size 8s or size 0s or whatever they are now.
No, definitely. I was the only plus size woman out there, the only woman. I mean, I'm a size 18. So there were no other women who were my size. So obviously there's 2 ways I could go about it. One way is look at it as a negative and think, oh God, and compare myself to them women, or look at it as that's something that I've got which they haven't, and that's what I did. So to me, it was my bonus point, and it was something that I was definitely going to flaunt and use to my advantage, and so I did.
That's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's really refreshing to see someone, because you are stunning, as everyone can see. So when you actually went into the competition, and I'm just taking this based on, you know, growing up in schools with girls, there was always sort of, you know, fashion things that were going on, and people would always, you know, take the mickey out of someone else. Did you face any criticism from the other girls that were also, you know, going forwards, as in, you know, why are you here, or trying to maybe make you feel bad or belittle you because they're a certain size that is known in society as this is the size to be as a model, and then, you know, there's you who's slightly, you know, plus size than what they are. I mean, did you have any of that? Did you encounter that?
I think anyone who knows me on a personal level knows that I'm very opinionated and very strong-minded, so I don't think anyone tried to cross me in that way. But it's because I feel so passionate and strongly about something, which clearly showed in everything that I did, you know, be it the training or anything. I didn't think that anyone actually felt that they could come forward and question it anyway. And if they did, I would definitely have a very strong argument to put forward. But nobody did that. They didn't make me feel like that. I think it's down to yourself and how you take it. If I'm completely confident within myself, then no one's got the right to come forward and question me. So I didn't give them that opportunity.
Did you face any difficulties during this sort of this process that you went through?
There were times where I did think, even though I'm accepting myself and I've got a lot of support, especially in the UK, people who have got a better understanding on this issue, you know, even though I knew that they were supporting me, I did think, because it's 9 other countries, I don't know how European countries, how forward they are. I mean, we're talking the likes of Spain, France, etc. So I did think, do they actually really understand why I'm here, and do they actually understand what I'm fighting for? I don't think some of them did get it, but it's something new for them to experience.
Why do you think that?
I think because some of them still hold the mentality as some people do, well, a majority of people do in India, for example. So I think that they think beauty is how beautiful your features are, or how light your skin is, or your body shape, where I went forward on that platform in front of the world and said, actually, in my opinion, beauty is the good things that we do, the good qualities that we hold, not physically how I look, so I shouldn't be judged on that. So that's what I said on stage in front of the whole world. So too bad if they don't understand that. But
so is that one of the questions that they ask? Because I don't really watch beauty pageants, so I'm not, you know, the last thing I think I saw was Miss Congeniality, so that's about as close as I got to it. But I mean, do they ask you questions while you're on stage? As you know, I mean, what questions did they ask you, and how did you?
The question that they asked me was, what is the one thing that I hate about being Indian?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so for my question and answer round, that's what they threw at me, and straight away, I don't need to go far and talk about, you know, the world. I spoke about my own experience, and I said the fact that Indians are very quick to judge. Straight away, someone will look at me and say, oh, she's too big, she's on the big side, but they're not going to look at all the achievements that I've achieved so far in such a young age and what I'm all about. Straight away, they'll judge me on my appearance.
And you mentioned earlier that you lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
What made you lose that weight? Was it family pressure or society pressure, or were you just unhappy and you got to the stage where you thought, you know, enough's enough, I actually want to lose weight? Sort of, you know, was it health reasons? What brought you to that?
It was certainly health reasons. When I gained weight, it was down to emotional abuse that I was going through as a child within my own family setting. For me, that was the safest way for me to, I mean, some people turn to drugs, some people turn to alcohol. For me, the only thing that I could abuse was my relationship with food, and that's what I did when things became tough. And that's the reason why I piled on such a lot of weight in my teenage years. Now, this is the slimmest that I can ever remember back to. So really, when it comes to pressures from society, I've never allowed anyone to pressurize me in any way, because I'm so strong-minded in myself. They weren't there for me when things were going wrong. Why am I going to let them question what I'm doing now? So the only time I decided that enough was enough, when I was starting to feel sort of aches and pains in my knees, for example, and I thought, I'm a young woman, I want to start a family, is this really healthy? And that's when I had to really make a decision on my life.
And you knew that was, the sort of pains was in relation to your
my
weight?
weight, completely. Okay. So that's when I decided I've got to turn my life around. So
and have you had sort of, you know, the support from your family on entering the competition and going forwards with that?
Totally. Family, friends are so supportive. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, because it's all good wanting to do things yourself, but if you haven't got people that care about you around you supporting that, it's not the same, is it? And they always have said, no matter what you do what you believe in. If you feel that's what you're passionate about, go about it the right way, and you fully got our support. So they were always there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, earlier on, you know, saying that you had to lose the weight, I'm guessing you weren't as comfortable with yourself. Totally. How are you feeling now about yourself?
I feel on top of the world. I think if I lose another 3 more stones, I don't know what's going to happen to me. But I do. I feel great. I mean, I'm a size 18 now. I'm 16 stone, and I'm getting offers from Punjabi movies as how I stand right now. So, I mean, but again, one thing that, you know, we've got to change perceptions, and this is really why I'm here today, and that's why I'm campaigning this, is because at the end of the day, it's about acceptance. It's not just about your size, you know, or the colour of your skin or whatever. We just have to accept people for the way they are. And it does upset me, and it probably, I mean, Indians aren't very open to change, and it will take forever to change that perception. But I mean, like now, getting movie roles, but they're all saying to me, look, you've got 3 months, please shed this much weight and we'll take you on, blah, blah, blah. But I'm refusing to do that, because accept me how I am. In the future, if I might want to, then that might be something that I might do. I'm not saying no, but right now, I think people just need to accept that this is how people are. I'm also as talented as well. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, and you're happy, which is the main thing.
Totally.
You're happy and you're very confident. We're going to take a very quick break now. Join me afterwards.
Oversized models, they're a thing of the norm these days, because skinny is the old skinny is the old skinny. It's women who have curves. People are looking at women who are good looking, but they don't have to be really, really skinny in order to be like a model or anything. Zero, I don't think size 0 is too skinny. If people aspire to be like that, then they should be allowed to aspire to that. If anybody wants to be a 0 size model, then fair enough. If you want to be a curvy model, fair play to you. I just think women in general, if they're happy with the way they are, then that's fine. They shouldn't have to look to be like the people that they see on TV. They should just be themselves.
I think oversized models are a really good role model for younger girls to look at because it's a normal thing, and I find 0 size models are not normal, and it can give young children really bad perceptions of their own body.
I have no objection to oversized models. I think it's healthy for people to have oversized models in the fashion industry. I think it's wrong that the fashion industry idolises these really tall, skinny people. Not everyone's built that way. A lot of these plus-size models get criticism for being fat, but the majority of people every day are not 6 foot tall, lanky-limbed. So, no, the fashion industry, I think, should show off the more natural, everyday woman.
Our views on oversized models is that like it doesn't really matter like what size you are, like it shouldn't be a problem. Like also like the thing is with like being short as well, like that's normally like an issue with modelling, which like I don't really think should be, because you can't really help with like what like height you are. And with like being oversized and stuff, I don't think that matters really.
I don't think it doesn't matter really, does it?
Yeah, I don't think bigger is necessarily like bad.
No.
Yeah.